like, well, I'm weak here, so let that be. No, a great leader gonna go get help. All right. You might think you have integrity until it's time to put that integrity to the test. So what I mean is, oh, you don't know that you have integrity until you get placed in situations that you ain't never been in, that you got to show up strong, where you got to make sure you build, make sure you show up for your clients, make sure you give your clients an experience that they never had. Maybe one of the clients make you mad, but you still got to put your chest up and you got to smile, because guess what? You was wrong. You dropped the ball. And sometimes as leaders, they be like, oh my gosh, I got to do this. Yes, you got to do it. When everybody else dropped the ball, you got to pick it up. You might only think about the money and not the people. You ain't no leader if you just think about the money, right? So if you got in business and you say, well, I'm going to make a million gazillion dollars, I don't know how. If you want to strive and you want to actually win, you must actually care about the people you serving. So what that means is, sometimes I'll actually do stuff for free for my clients because I care for them. Right? It's not about money. I use the money to have resources to help them be able to bring more people in, be able to do more things so they can get top edge results. Right? So you got to understand that money is okay, but caring about the people and the problem that you fixing is everything. And so Ronald Reagan said this: the greatest leaders is not necessarily the one who does the greatest things. He is the he's the one that get the people to do the great things. I'm gonna say it one more time for you. The greatest leaders is not necessarily the one who does the greatest things. He is the one that get the people to do great things. So what that means for me is, a leader pulls out the best and the greatest in people. See, if you know somebody don't shine in a certain area, your team member don't shine in a certain area, take them out that area and put them in an area that they shine the best in. All right. And sometimes we be like, oh my gosh, no, I'm just going to give all of it. No. If they don't do great at it, then put them at something they do great at. Otherwise, they'll do poorly in. Right? If you see somebody have potential to actually dominate an industry or dominate a business, give them the resources that they need. If your clients, you know they got the potential to be big, but they're mentally holding themselves back, then you do whatever you can. If you got to go a little over and a little beyond to make sure that they get the resources they need to actually go and lead, right? And so big things when it comes to be a leader is big thing, right? Number one is you have to become a self-starter. What that means is you have to be self-motivated, right? That means that's the big key to success. It opens all the doors. You need to act and be seen and take advantage of action for the good of all. So that means you have to get it started. Nobody else should be pushing you. See, self-motivated is similar to that, like the auto start, push the button, go. Right? We're not talking about back in the days where you got to push the car. That ain't self-motivated. And so I want you to start being, self-started. I want you to start going and going all in. Number two, I want you to set goals. Successful people set goals and make plans to follow through with them. Right? The goals must be specific and should embody your dream and your passion. So set realistic goals. Also, make sure that you set them in time frames. We got short-term goals and we got long-term goals. Some people only think about the long-term goals, but don't think about the individual pieces, which is short-term goals, to actually get to the long-term. And so I want you to understand this. In order to be a leader, you have to start learning and educating yourself to actually do more. You have to care. You have to open your heart. Your business got to get seen. And number three, right? You got to start networking. You got to get out there and you got to talk to people. People got to see you. People got to hear you. People got to know that you got something important to bring to the marketplace. So whatever your services is, if it's weight loss, if it's Botox, whatever it is, you got to understand that it's people out there that need you but don't know you there because you not out there networking. You sitting around twiddling your fingers waiting for somebody to come in and find you. No, they're going to find your competition. So you got to get out there. Stop being scared to talk. Stop being scared to create content. Stop being scared to show up and show up. Right? Number 4, have a vision and share it. The key to having a vision is to get the whole group believing in it and pushing in the same direction at once. But what the best way to motivate your staff is to actually, for them to go harder, we all have that motivation workforce, right? So what that means is your work, the way y'all do work, how y'all do work, you got to be the leader to motivate your team to get up and get it right. You got to motivate your team. If somebody dropped the ball, the person that dropped the ball, you got to teach them how to shoot it better. Stop dropping the ball. Motivate your environment because your team represent you. Your team represent the vision. Make sure your team understand the vision daily, because if they understand the vision daily, when they get off course, it's easier to set them back on course. All right, and that actually makes them perform higher. See, you want a high performance team if you want to get high performance dollars. See, if you got a low performance team, you just understand it's going to be hard for you to get seen. And number 5, inspire people by your example. Make others feel important and treat them as you would love to be treated. People will not follow you if you treat them poorly. So them 5 steps to leadership is what you might be lacking. You might not be lacking all 5, but you might be lacking some of them. And so what I want you to do is think about, how can you serve better? How can you be a better leader in your aesthetic practice? How can you actually dominate and win your community so you can increase your business and increase your sales? And the reason why I'm talking about leadership, because it takes a leader to grow something from small to big. It takes a leader when things get hard to keep showing up. It takes a leader to care and serve and help others. It takes a leader to sometimes put themselves in the back so other people can get moved forward. And in order for you to do that, you have to change your mindset. You have to see that long picture and not so much that short picture. You have to understand that whatever season your business in right now, it's not going to stay here. So if you're going through slow seasons, all right, this is where you buckle up and you get your team together. And once them big seasons come, your team is prepared and ready. Otherwise, you're going to sink and keep sinking because your leadership is poor. You might not be a leader. And if you're not a leader, go hire a leader to represent your company, because your company needs to do what it's here to do, and that's to serve. All right, I'm Dontel Antonio, and I'm a part of a team called the King of Content. We're a content firm that focus on serving and helping aesthetic professionals like you when it comes to content. We do all the content for you, so you don't got to worry about it. If you would love for us to give you back your time, create content so you can get better visibility and become the authority in your market and increase your sales and stuff, all of that, what I want you to do is click the link in the bio so you can get on a call with us and we can literally show you how we can help you. And if this message was for you, what I want you to do is I want you to share with another aesthetic professional so they can use this 5 tips today to actually scale their business to the next level. Thank you.